Hey everybody here. This is Robert Garcia here. I'm a member of the Eric Stewart group of Long and Foster. I hope you're doing great. Cannot believe we are so close to Thanksgiving weekend for so many people. Black Friday, right? Great sales. But let's talk about real estate here because that's the most important thing. What's going on? The news keep just bombarding people out there with what's going on with real estate news. So let's talk about it. But before I go into that, I'm gonna ask you a big favor. Please like, subscribe, and share my content so that I can continue to post good content, quality content every week. So let's just go now deep into the facts. So recently, you probably heard something that mortgage rates went down this week. And that's something that probably we have not heard in a long time. So let's turn in right now to this website. It's called the Mortgage News Daily. This is something that I check every day. It's open here on my desktop all the time. And let's just look at this is for the last year, and the top line, the blue line, it's highlights what it is, a 30-year fixed mortgage. So we're going to use that for example. And you can see back in February we were in the fours, and then we went down a little bit into the threes, and it stayed in the fours. But that's when around the summertime Feds start to say, okay guys, interest rates need to go up, and we're going to be pretty aggressive, 75 basis points, almost like every 45 days to 2 months. And that's when they start see. So you see all this jump, and this is as I'm moving this graph, you're seeing how mortgage rates have been going up and 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 up to the point that they got at some point around October the 20th, they got about 7.37% in the interest rate. That is very high, from the low fours to this like low sevens. That's a big jump, and that's actually it's forcing buyers to have to rethink their strategy, as well as sellers have to rethink their strategy. And I'll tell you a story pretty soon here to one of my seller clients. So then we go here to this point, and then we get to the November the 8th, and then look at what happens when you go to November 10th. There is a drastic drop. And look at this drop. It's from 7.22% on a 30-year fixed to about 6.62. So that is almost 80 basis points. That's a huge drop that we had here, and they have staying in about the 6.6. And as you can see right now, right here, 6.65% on a 30-year fixed mortgage. So that, why do we have a sudden drop when interest rates are going up? Well, the every month at the beginning of the month, the consumer price index, it's a report that is released by the government of the United States, that it shows the inflation. So what happens in this report that came early in November is there are signs that inflation is maybe starting to give up a little bit, and we don't have to worry too much. And then investors felt confident that the economy maybe will have to reset a little bit and go into a period of recession, but it's not going to go or be as bad as they expected. So for that reason, the interest rates came down, and that also, of course, gives a little bit more of a push to some buyers to actually go out there and start being more serious about locking into a rate. Remember, if you got a letter from a lender 3 weeks ago and you were given a 7.25 to 750, now you're probably looking at six 650 to 675. It's a very good drop in monthly payment and interest rate. So let's talk about the types of the mortgages out there. Okay, so there are no flavors and everything here. This is a market watch. It says where things are right now. So you have your conventional 30-year fixed, your 15-year fixed, also conventional, your jumbo mortgages, your adjustable rate mortgages, and you also have your FHA and VA loans, and of course you have some state by state type of loans and grants that some people can apply. So that's just to give you a little bit of perspective. But let's now turn our attention to something that Redfin recently put on their news. So it says home buyers need about $107,000 of income in order to afford a typical U.S. home. That's about 46% higher from a year ago. It says as home buyers must now earn $107,000 to afford a $2,600 mortgage payment. I don't know where you are located, but for Montgomery County, a mortgage payment of that size is probably a townhouse or a condominium. In some areas outside of Montgomery County, yes, you can probably find a single family home that you can afford for that price. But if you want to live close to DC, Bethesda, Northern Virginia, 2682 gets you a condo or a townhouse. Okay, that's just the reality. And it says the payment, that's the increase is about 45.6%. So meaning that a year before a buyer or a couple or individual needed to only have an income of $73,000 to afford this type of property. Now, this is taking in consideration the cost of living, of course, not only the mortgages, but this is just in general what it is. It says the average US hourly wage grew by about 5% over the same period. And of course, inflation, you and I are probably feeling the pain of inflation. So we're going to go to these graphs. Is annual income needed to afford the medium priced homes in the United States? Looking around here in 2015, you were probably looking something about 45 to close to 50,000, well, like close to $50,000. And look at how this graph was for the most on the increase for the most part. But then COVID comes, and of course, all that money that got printed, boom, went up, and you have a pretty high here, probably. It broke into the hundreds around 2022, and now we are in 107. Now, if prices come down, then there is an option for this to change at the same time. So we don't know that for sure yet how far prices will come down, but this is just to say that just an increase on income, and this is just based on different areas how they have gone about this increase. So let me tell you, a quick story about what happened to one of my clients. So one of my clients listed their home towards the end of the summer here in Montgomery County. House needed a lot of work, was an investment property, had to put about $50,000 in renovations and upgrades because just there's just things that were not good. So they decided to put all the money into the work. But of course, at the same time, the Federal Reserve was increasing rates almost every month by about 75 basis points. Pretty aggressive, I will say. So they decided to do it, and we list the house about $650,000. And a month goes by, and really just lots of showings, lots of appointments, lots of people looking at the property, but no one just trying to willing to make an offer. After a month, we decide to make an adjustment about 625, and the same, lots of showings, same of the first buyers that came first time now are coming the second time, but again, nothing is happening. Then we decide to go to 619, nothing happens, and then we go to 600. This is 600 is based on the graph that I showed you a few minutes ago. Is when interest rates were about seven and a quarter to 7.5, right? It was just like the market was just really imploding and crashing at a fast pace that nobody can really say anything. So house goes off the market. They decided not to sell the house because based on the money they have put in and other obligations, they probably needed to take a break from the house, which I highly supported. But then interest rates drop, and with a huge drop, the house is off the market. Now I have realtors calling me to say, hey, my client saw this house is off the market. We would like to make an offer now. Is it possible this is still for sale? So we went ahead and reconsidered the options, and the sellers actually ended up accepting an offer that is now ratified closing in about a month. Only because interest rates came to the point where buyers feel more comfortable. Now, I've been saying to people, I think we need to get ready for interest rates to go into the sevens and the eights. It may be the case, it may not. We don't know for sure at this point, but I think that interest rates are going to continue to play with that, going up and down. Now, you hear in the news, there's a lot of companies like Amazon letting people go, Twitter's letting people go, and some other big companies. I think Target says that their forecast for sales in the month of December is not good. Even Jeff Bezos just recently said, don't buy a car, don't buy a TV, don't buy appliances right now. This is not the time to be buying because things definitely are going to change. Recently had to replace a dishwasher and had to go to buy it at a store. And it was like 6 months ago that you have to wait several weeks. Now, all these appliances, they have them in stock and can be delivered to your house almost next day. So here's the change that is happening, but the prices are not also taking home prices are not going down at the same speed. So we need to be mindful that we are in a momentum that where there has to reach inflation has to reach a ceiling, and interest rates have to find that stable line, as well as prices, and that will give us probably a balanced economy going into real estate going into 2023. We'll see what 2023 is going to say. My gut feeling is that you're going to continue to hear bad news regarding jobs and companies not selling at the same speed. They're going to have to let people go, but I think it's going to be temporarily. Eventually, they're going to have to rehire all these people once inflation it's all gone and over. But that's it. This is enough. Remember, if you have questions about the real estate market, drop me here a comment. If you want me to talk about a specific subject, drop me here a comment and I will do the research and put it here on a video. And remember, the best gift I can receive from you is to like, subscribe, and share these. And if you're looking to move to the state of Maryland anytime soon, I'm coming up with a new guide pretty soon that you will love. It'll be a free guide. It will have a lot of information about moving, relocating to Maryland. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Bye bye.